We're on the train on the way back from the Lake District and we're just reading through a newspaper article about Everest. Well, we were 16 at the time and we just sort of looked at each other and said, why not? I thought, if I go about it the right way and look at the steps to get there, then it's definitely achievable.
Everyone we spoke to just laughed in our face about this dream. People were just saying, it's never going to happen, guys. You've got to wait at least another 10 years, then you might be ready to do it. We were using that negative influence as motivation. And ultimately, climbing is about being roped together, and all the time you're trusting each other's lives.
We were both aware that there was a 25% chance that one of us wouldn't come back.
It's minus 40 degrees. You're constantly thinking that if I drop my glove, then I'm going to get frostbite and the chances are I'm going to pass away. You're walking up a ridge where it's a mile drop either side.
And you're just climbing further and further into the darkness, getting further and further away from safety. You're halfway up and you're gasping for breath and you think, how am I possibly going to make it to the top of this? And Rob just said, look, just remember why we're here. Think about our friends, our families, the team back at home who've put everything into it to get us here. And that's really the motivating factor. And then you end up on your summit bid.
You finally get there, you run out of land, and that's it. You're on the summit of Everest. Clear skies all around, you could actually see the curvature of the earth, Looking down everywhere below you is just the most phenomenal feeling. But at the same time, I was really, really worried because I knew in the back of my mind that 80% of the accidents happen on the way down.
The most sobering thing for me was actually walking over the legs of a guy that would become friends with at base camp who died a few days earlier. And you question whether it's worth being there at all or not.
You really have to be very alert, and I fell asleep several times on the way back down, but James kind of woke me up.
I kept on having this image of my mind of one of the people that I'd seen that died, and I just kept on saying, I just don't want to end up like that. One foot in front of the other, 1 foot in front of the other. And if you just keep on putting 1 foot in front of the other, you're going to get to where you need to be.
And so for me, having two of us there worked really well. We've got a great friendship, and it's so important in those types of conditions.
And now, pole to pole. The plan is to be the first people ever to travel from the North Pole to the South Pole entirely under human and natural power.
It just makes you realise, just doing a small thing like this, how huge this trip's going to be.
It's a massive expedition. It's 22,000 miles long. It will take 11 months. When we go from the North Pole, it will be the equivalent of doing 40 marathons back to back. And then when we cycle down through the Americas, that's 12,000 miles of cycling. But that's the great thing about it, is the fact it will take us through so many different places, climates, cultures, and that's really, really exciting.
For the pair of us, it's this burning desire to always push the boundaries. Everyone has their own Everest, and it's important. You've got to pursue it and find it and make sure you climb it.
You can choose something which initially feels impossible, and by breaking it down into achievable goals, all of a sudden, anything becomes possible.